Okay, so we're going to do a warm-up, a little bit of review questions from yesterday, the chain rule. So here is the warm-up questions, A and B. We'll give you a couple of minutes to try them, so if the supply teacher could pause the video for a couple of minutes, let the students try it, and then we will take them up in a moment. Okay, so let's see how we did. So you notice right away that obviously we're going to use the quotient rule for the first one. We have a function on the top being divided by the function on the bottom. So the quotient rule tells us it's the derivative of the top times the bottom minus the derivative of the bottom times the top all over the bottom squared. So for this, it'll be y prime, so the derivative of the top, which is 3x squared, times the bottom, x squared minus 6, minus the derivative of the bottom, which in this case is just 2x, times the top, all over the bottom squared. We can simplify this a little bit. It's an easy rainbow up top. So 3x squared can get rainbowed. And obviously these two can get multiplied. So rainbowing this would be 3x to the power 4 minus 18x squared. And doing some math on the last one is minus 2x to the power 4 all over x squared minus 6 squared. And remember, generally we leave the bottom as is. We don't need to expand the bottom, leave it as x minus 2 squared, or x squared minus 6 squared. But we can at least collect like terms on the top and get x to the power 4 minus 18 x squared all over x minus 6 squared. So hopefully you get the same thing as that. B would be a review of 2 days ago, the power of a function rule. So we remind ourselves that we do the outside and work inside. So we've got the 50, something to the power of 50. So we first do that 50 out front and then leave as is inside and take 1 less than the exponent. Then take the derivative of the inside, so it's times, and this would be negative 3x squared. The 2 becomes a 0, and then the 3 comes down as minus 3x, and 1 less is squared. We can simplify this a little bit by just multiplying the 50 and the negative 3x squared to get negative 150x squared 2 minus negative x cubed to the exponent 49. And if you're really excited and you wanted to expand 2 minus x cubed 49 times, then feel free, but I'm going to leave as is. So hopefully those two warm-up questions you got right, and it does remind us of the quotient rule in A and the power of a function rule in B. And there is a third one that I just thought I'd let you see, and it looks like this. And if you're really bored or really excited, feel free to go off and try and differentiate this. But right now, I'm just going to say this. Because if I really had to try and do this, you'll notice that I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've got first the fact that this whole thing is being squared. So I'd have to first bring that 2 down front, leave as is, then differentiate inside the big brackets. Differentiating inside the big brackets, I see I've got a sum rule, so I'd have to go and look at the first one, which is a product rule, and the power of a function rule, and then another one with a root sign. All that just so I could differentiate inside. And this would be a bear to manage. And it's actually one that I just want you to keep in the back of your mind. You don't have to do it. Just keep it in the back of your mind because we're going to come up with a better strategy to deal with something like this.